Are you overwhelmed by a to-do list and procrastinating? I know many times in my life I'll have a list. Maybe it's just on the back of an envelope or a piece of paper, a sticky note, and I'll have a bunch of things documented down that I want to accomplish. And I procrastinate because the list maybe is too long or it's overwhelming because of the things that I need to accomplish. And I procrastinate and I push it off. And I've found over the years, in order to get past procrastination of my list, I have to literally prioritize on that list something that is a priority, just like prioritization means. I figure out on that list what is a priority, and I don't focus on the other items until I get done one of those tasks. So I could have a list of 5, 10 items, who knows what it is. And I look at all of it and I read that, what I've jotted down, and I read all of them. Let's say again, it's 5 things, 7 things. And each one of them takes a certain amount of energy and it overwhelms me. And I've been known to procrastinate, like many of us have. And then I end up doing none of them. Or I try accomplishing and biting off too much, and I start looking at that list and I do a little bit of each thing. But the problem is with doing a little of each thing, you never really accomplish any one of them successfully. And it causes more grief in your life. And one of the easiest things to do is just to focus on one task. Focus on one thing on your to-do list, do it really well, get it completed, and then move on to the next. There was an old story that I used to hear, and I'm ad-libbing obviously. There was an old man that was approached and, what's your life been like? He said, well, I had this list of things that I never did accomplish and I have regrets, and, I'm not sure why I didn't accomplish any of them. And the person said, well, how many things are on your list? And we'll say the person had a lifetime list of 80 things. And he had never accomplished even one of those things on the list. And the person looked at him and said, how about you take one task on that list, forget the rest, and just focus on the one task. Stay focused on accomplishing one thing and doing it well till completion. And then go to the next thing after you've completed that, and the next thing after that, and you will slowly get through your list. And, the person was like, I never thought about that. I always had to, I add it to my list, and then it gets overwhelming, and then I'd add another thing to my list, and something else would happen, and I'd never get back to the first things I put on the list, because all of a sudden now you're down on your list 20, 30 items, and you procrastinate because it's overwhelming. And unless you learn to prioritize, take one task on your list, on your to-do list, and doing it well, focusing it on that list item and getting it out of the way, you're going to constantly procrastinate and feel overwhelmed. Maybe you won't. Maybe you're a person that's really good at multitasking on a list. In my opinion, though, most people that say they're great multitaskers aren't really good multitaskers. They just aren't. And they need to stay focused on just one item and doing it well, because those that think they can do multiple items on a list that they have extremely well, there's gaps and holes within what you're doing for each of the tasks you're trying to do all at once. So my answer, and what's worked for me, is focus on one task, get it completed, right, to a state where you're satisfied with it. Maybe it can be put on hold as you're waiting for more information or other things to happen to help you complete that task. Then you can start possibly a second task. But the biggest problem is we try taking on too many tasks in our lives, it becomes overwhelming and we procrastinate. I hope that makes sense. I hope you're having a fantastic day. DM me, drop me a comment below, right? Realizing this, I give a heck and I want to help you. So reach out if you need help. God bless you all. Peace out. We'll talk to you tomorrow.